So I decided that instead of not doing anything on YouTube on my channel, I could sometimes do podcasts. Yay! No, sometimes I don't feel like being in front of a camera, and I find that um, sometimes I'm a lot more comfortable just speaking, you know, talking without the camera. The camera is like a distraction sometimes, which you would think that by now, I mean, because I've been on like YouTube since YouTube first started. So you would think that like by now I would be a lot more comfortable with it and it would be a lot more like normal for me. But I don't think I've done, like enough videos to get to like that level of comfort in front of the camera. And with, the things that I'm doing right now in my life and the things that I have going on, I'd rather not be plastered all over YouTube videos right now. So, yeah, I'm going to do this little podcast. If you follow me on Twitter, you've paid attention to some of my tweets, and you know that I talk about quite a few things, but mainly and particularly, I talk about relationships. And I don't claim to be a relationship guru. I don't claim to be a guru of anything. As a matter of fact, gurus are overrated because honestly and truthfully, whether you call yourself a guru or whether you call yourself a master, we're still learning. All of us, we're still learning. As long as you are still alive, there are new experiences that are going to come into your life and new situations that are going to give you new lessons, lessons that you didn't have yesterday. So if you're still in the learning process, can you like really be a guru or a master? Well, I think you can, but I don't think um, I don't think it's really necessary to you know give yourself that title and kind of elude people, mislead them, make them think that you know everything. Because I think that's what a lot of people they do when you call yourself a guru or a master. They think you've done everything, you've seen everything, and your answers are definite and blah blah blah. Well, the young impressionable minds anyway. My hardest lessons to learn have been taught to me by my family. If you've been following my tweets, you know that I said I have a very large family. Well, let me slow down right there. I said family. I have a lot of relatives. I have to get myself used to saying that because that's where I am right now. I realized that I have a lot of relatives and that I have basically grown up my whole life with a lot of relatives, but not very many people that I call family. And I have to be honest about that because it's going to be a lot of confusion when I tell people that I left home at 16. I moved in with my boyfriend, my fiance, but I have a lot of relatives. That is true. Well, I have a lot of family members. I have a lot of relatives. I basically grew up thinking and feeling that I was alone, pretty much outside of my father. I felt like I didn't really have a lot of support from anybody or anyone. And really and truthfully, honestly, I didn't. That's why I chose to leave at 16. And I found this boyfriend, fiance, whom I planned to marry, intended to marry at 16. I was looking for a family. I was looking for love. I was looking for a way out. But anywho, back to the point of this. I talk about relationships a lot because it seems that we still get it wrong. We repeatedly get it wrong. We get it wrong over and over and over again. No matter how much we see people succeed or fail, many of us continue to get it wrong. And I think that the main reason why many of us continue to get it wrong lies in one key factor here. We are not being honest with ourselves. And I think just watching an episode from Tanya TKO just really triggered this. You know, I've been saying this for a very long, long time. And when I'm talking to my niece, I stress this to her all the time. I want her to understand this. When I'm dealing with people personally, I stress this to them all the time. No matter what, no matter how hard it might be, no matter if you think it's going to crush me, destroy me, devastate me, turn my world upside down, flip me up and turn me around, tell me the truth. Give me the opportunity to evaluate the situation. Show me that you respect my ability to make a sound decision and my right to choose. As a person with an opinion and a brain and a heart just like you, when you are honest with me, when you tell me the truth, you give me that opportunity. You respect me. And I think that many of us have just not been honest with ourselves. And that's why we're not able to make better decisions with our lives and with our relationships. I'm guilty of this as well. I am. But I think I'm just, getting better with it. Something else, I just saw another video that got me to thinking about this too. And it's a video, it's viral, it's going around, in which a young lady says, us ladies need to stick to the 90-day rule. If he doesn't do right in 90 days, you need to let him go and move on. I don't like to call it like a 90-day rule or process or whatever. But you know what? I hate to say this. I hate to admit this. But I tell people all the time, I don't have a lot of patience. And I know that it doesn't take a lifetime to recognize sunshine. If you meet someone and they're good to you, they're great to you, they feel good, the energy is right, they're treating you well, you reciprocate or you don't, right? If you like it, you want to keep it. The common sense thing to do, the smart and intelligent thing to do would be to reciprocate, to show that you appreciate what you're being given. So you can hold on to it, so you can keep it. And if you are the person who is giving out this good love and this good energy and this strong communication, and you're really expressing how much you care about somebody and they're not reciprocating, the smart and intelligent thing to do is to move the hell on. Because obviously, whatever you're doing is not working for them. I think that a lot of times the reason why we don't, especially women, we don't want to let go and move on is because we don't want to feel like a failure. And that's really sad. Because how a other person receives you, perceives you, has nothing to do with you. That's about their own personal shit that they got going on over there in their mind and with their emotions. And I'm not the kind of person who is ever, 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 ever going to beg anyone to reciprocate, to love me, to accept me. Do you know there are a million different damn things I could be doing with that love, that time, and that energy? Look at our world. We have problems everywhere, all around us, every corner. There is a problem. that needs somebody who is capable of bringing some love into the situation to solve the problem. So why waste love on somebody who's not willing to accept it? If you're not ready, you're not ready. And I am not obligated to wait for you. I am not obligated, especially when you haven't expressed that you need a little bit more time, that you're trying, that you're doing your best, and that you just really need to work through some things. I think it's really sad the way that men now, a lot of men, are so used to women holding on to them by their ankles that when they meet a woman like me, who is strong and strong willed, a woman who knows exactly what I want, how I want it, when I want it, where I want it, and I will not settle for less, they are surprised. They are really surprised. This is me. This is who I am. This is who I have always been. And it will not change. The lovely D persona, I think it led a lot of people to think that my personality was a little bit different. Well, sorry, not sorry. What can I say? You know? Um, yeah. So here we are with these relationships that only seem to be getting worse as the years go on. And we have to be honest with ourselves. When something isn't working, we need to be able to say this isn't working. When someone isn't loving us back, we need to be able to say that they're not loving us back. And more than just saying it, we need to be able to make the decision to change it or to change us, to step out of this situation, to do something different. I've talked a lot about my pain and the things that I've gone through, the struggles that I've had with my mother. But I want to be absolutely clear about this. I am thankful for the mother that I have because of the lessons that I've learned from her, because of how having this mother has made me so tough, so strong. I wouldn't trade that for the world. Yeah, it was rough not growing up and feeling really loved and accepted by my mother. But look at what happened. Look at how it has made me. It has made me the person that I am today. The person who's not going to take BS. The person who is not going to take abuse of any kind from anyone. I'm not going to do it. And every now and then, I feel like I'm going to give the relationship thing a try. I'm going to see if this female is capable of a friendship or if this guy is capable of a relationship. And as soon as I smell bullshit, just like Damon John, I'm out. I'm not going to do it. I am not the one. We are all adults here. We are all grown. It's time for everybody to be accountable for their own actions, for their own feelings, for their own thoughts, for their own shortcomings. When I do something wrong, when I say something wrong, I can own up to it. I can admit that I'm wrong, that I'm not doing something right. And I expect the same thing from other adults. But for some reason, there are so many people who are just not capable of saying, you know what? I fucked up. I was wrong. And then you go into another relationship and you still haven't admitted what you did wrong. You still haven't worked out the last issue. And you take it with you into a new relationship. And you think this time it's going to be different. This time it's going to work. Now, I'm very open about my relationships, about the situations that I've been in with my relationships. It's no secret that I have almost been to the altar 4 times. Now, at first, this was something that I wasn't too quick to put out there. But there is a lesson to learn from those 4 engagements. And I learned a lesson each time. I learned a lesson. And I grew a lot stronger because of those experiences. And I'm going to continue to talk about them because I have to make it absolutely clear here. I don't have any man nowhere or any female anywhere who will come forth and tell you that I am a female who goes around trying to ruin other people's relationships. Like I know a guy is in a relationship and I pursue him anyway, and I'm a home wrecker and I go after married men. No. No guy will tell you that he walked in on me in the bedroom or on the couch or in a car in a compromising position with another man while we were in a relationship. None of that. As a matter of fact, every man that I considered marrying, considered being with, he might be upset that I won't take him back, but he's not going to tell you that I was a bad person, that I lied, that I cheated, that I got pregnant by somebody else, I was carrying another man's baby while I was with him. None of that. None of that. Because I know a lot of people, they hear, wow, you've been engaged for a time. What are you doing wrong? You haven't got married yet. No. What am I doing right? That I refuse to marry someone just for the sake of getting married. What I'm doing right is I'm being honest with myself. I'm being very honest about who I am, about what I want, about what I will not tolerate, and about the direction that my life is going in. Marriage is a beautiful thing. Having someone to spend the rest of your life with is wonderful. And it's supposed to be wonderful. But I know that realistically, that honestly, I will never have that if I'm not honest with myself.